The inside of Coates.
Barker gets too heavily involved.
And that's Whitehead and Coates.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the VRRC TT Cup Round 4 here at Imola. I am your host, Daniel Handover. Joining with me this evening is Mr. Steve Proudley. Steve, how are you this evening?
Very well, Dan. I'm looking forward to some great racing as ever with these TT cars around Imola this evening. A track of magical history, a track that needs to be taken with dedication, practice, commitment, some heavy braking zones, some high-speed corners. It's got it all tonight, I think, hasn't it, Dan?
It has indeed. It's going to be a cracking race. Obviously, leading into this, we're actually racing in real life. The Formula 1 is actually at Imola this weekend, so this is going to be a bit of an introduction for everyone back into Imola. Imola's not raced at Formula 1 for so long. I'm very excited to actually get and to actually see Imola used a bit more, because it hasn't been used that much, has it, Steve?
It hasn't, no. It's sort of been put on the sidelines for a number of years for some reasons that we may not know to us, but it's a great track. It's a favourite of mine to race around in the sim world. I really enjoy it, and as I say, it takes a lot of practice because there's a lot of high-speed corners that you need to be consistent through. You need to get those turn-ins just right. You need to get the flow right, and it's certainly a circuit that needs that commitment.
Exactly. It's something that cannot be taken lightly. Track length, we've got just over 3 miles or just under 5 kilometres. As you said, Steve, a lot of heavy braking zones. To be fair, there's a lot of stop-start, I feel, with this track. I've not personally driven the TT Cup. How does it sort of fare? How do you reckon it will fare around a track like this?
It's front-wheel drive. It's it's a bit of a point and squirt sort of a car with the push to pass and everything. It's the guys have not really. When I was talking to them today, they've not really said there's any major issues with driving the car around here. It is just about driver consistency and hitting the braking points right, get the apex, and getting on that power out of the corners and using the push to passes. Now, looking at the circuit, you would say there's probably at least 2 or 3 areas where the push to pass will be very useful.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure that we've got. Just having some technical difficulties. Just apologies for that. I just had to activate a push to talk, so that should be all good. Apologies for that, everyone. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I've not personally seen any front-wheel drive racing. I've not seen any front-wheel drive cars race around Imola. So this will be a new experience for me. Compared to, following on from the action that we had last week. I can only imagine that they're going to have as much action, maybe even a little bit more, with all the drafting that we can do, especially down these long straights.
Yeah, well, they're going to be drafting, like you say, down the long straights, but then obviously into the Tamburello chicane, they're going to be going through there at a fair lick of knots. Not really an overtaking opportunity there. Again through Villeneuve and then into the Tosa sort of hairpin. Call it a hairpin. It's tight enough to be a hairpin. There's